While relatively few outside the space program know his name, George Abbey is one of the most influential figures in the history of American spaceflight. Working behind the scenes, he's been involved in every space project from Apollo through the International Space Station. George Abbey was born in Seattle and attended the Naval Academy at Annapolis. After graduating in 1954, he elected to be commissioned into the Air Force so that he could enter flight training without having to go through a year of sea duty first. Abbey received his primary training at Hondo Air Force Base and his basic training at Webb Air Force Base before training to fly helicopters at Edward Gray Air Force Base in San Marcos. After several years as a helicopter instructor, he attended the Air Force Institute of Technology, earning a master's degree in electrical engineering and an assignment to the Dinosaur project at Boeing. After that program was canceled, Abbey was assigned to work with NASA in Houston. Heavily involved with the design of the Apollo spacecraft, Abbey was part of the investigation of the Apollo 1 fire, before leaving the Air Force in 1967 to work for NASA as the assistant to George Low, manager of the Apollo spacecraft program office. In 1976, Abbey was promoted to Director of Flight Operations, where he directed all flight crew and flight control activities for the Space Shuttle program. Then in 1983, he was named Director of the Flight Crew Directorate, where he was responsible for selecting shuttle crews. In this position, he ensured that women and minorities would be a part of astronaut corps. Appointed Deputy Associated Administrator for Spaceflight in 1988, Abbey moved to NASA headquarters and became part of the team that defined the strategy for missions to the Moon and Mars. As Senior Director of Space Policy for President Bush, he developed America's space station program and envisioned opportunities to work with Russia. Abbey returned to Houston in 1994 as Deputy Director of the Johnson Space Center and was promoted to Center Director in 1996, overseeing 15,000 NASA employees and contractors. For the next 7 years, he was involved with the management of the Shuttle Mir program and the building of the International Space Station. In 2001, Abbey began working with the Baker Institute for Public Policy at Rice University. Retiring from NASA in 2003, he became a senior fellow in space policy at the Baker Institute. He's been awarded numerous honors, including a Presidential Medal of Freedom, the NASA Exceptional Service Medal, the NASA Outstanding Leadership Medal, 3 Distinguished Service Medals, and the Robert R. Gilruth Award for his accomplishments in human spaceflight. It is with great honor that we induct George Abbey into the Texas Aviation Hall of Fame.